Y'all have got me stressed the fuck out. Okay? Hi everyone, my name is Happy Black Legends and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Yes, I did just put on makeup for this video. Yes, I did it in under 15 minutes. Yes, it looks quite bad, but that's okay. So, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I have my research sitting on my lap. I got my little laptop. The laptop is out for this video, y'all. Okay, the laptop is out. Because I got some things to say. I want to talk about cringy vegans, and I want to talk about people's perceptions towards veganism. Because recently some events have taken place. Girl. So recently, y'all, if you don't know, PETA, I don't even know what the fuck PETA stands for. The People's Ethical Treatment of Animals? Is that what it is? I'm just guessing. I have no idea. PETA was trending on Twitter. First of all, I'm gonna say this. I work at a vegan restaurant. Not everyone who works there is vegan. My boss is not vegan. He asked me, do vegetarians and vegans like PETA? And I was like, no. I don't know a single vegan who likes PETA. I don't know a single vegan who likes PETA. I'm so serious. They're a terrible organization. And most vegans I know find them incredibly cringy, even more so than meat eaters. Because now you're putting a bad name. Put some respect on my name, PETA. Don't do me like this in front of my friends, PETA. God. Oh my God. They subtweeted, or not subtweeted me, but they replied to one of my tweets once, and I was like, what was that? Get thee behind me. Is that the quote? I don't know. Anyways. Recently, PETA was trending on Twitter because they decided to post an online campaign to raise awareness against leather. So it was aimed towards Urban Outfitters for some reason, which I thought that was weird. Why are you, Urban Outfitters is terrible, but I was like, why are you singling out Urban Outfitters? It was, I don't know. Anyways, and they had this store called Urban Outrage or whatever. And when you go to the website, at first it all looks like normal clothing, but when you click and you take a close look at the pictures, you realize it's made out of human skin. Or I don't know why, that's not quotes. It's supposed to be made out of human skin. And the whole idea is what if instead of using animal leather, we used human leather? Ookie spooky. That's the whole point that PETA was trying to get across.
Okay, I am Yall. Some of the descriptions for the items on sale are hilarious, but something I failed to mention was that if you added an item to your cart, animal gore would pop up. I do believe people should be aware of the truth about what happens to animals for food and clothes. However, showing animal gore without any sort of trigger warning is really wrong.
And a lot of people got really upset. A lot of people got upset for different reasons. The biggest reason that people got upset was because this has happened in history numerous times with within different cultures and groups. And specifically, this has happened with slaves and with slavery. And this is why this really pissed off a lot of people, because PETA and unfortunately a lot of vegans have a history of ignoring racism and ignoring the depths of racism and ignoring the fact that it still affects people today. Unfortunately, black skin has been used numerous times in history for things like skin and furniture, for things like shoes and furniture. And the thing that I'm about to read, it's a news article titled "Leather from Human Skin." Philadelphia News It was published on March 17th, 1888. So about 20 plus years after the Civil War. The thing, I'm about to read this to y'all, and this is like I cannot believe that these are actual words. So I'm about to read this. I already put a trigger warning at the beginning of this video, but y'all not ready for what we're about to read. Like, this shit is, there's nothing to say. Like my heart is actually like already tight just from having to read this again, because okay, here we go. I remember that 2 or 3 years ago, I incidentally referred to a prominent physician of this city wearing shoes from the skin of Negroes. He still adhered to that custom, insisting that the tanned hide of African makes the most enduring and most pliable leather known to man. Only last week, I met him upon the street with a brand new pair of shoes. I looked at his feet where, as I always do, his pedal covering an irresistible fascination for me. He said with a smile, the bitch who was writing this article literally said this with a smile. Okay. My chest is so tight. Like, I want to vomit reading this. Like, I'm not trying to be funny or dramatic. Like, I read this earlier in the day. I skimmed through it because I was in between shifts. So I knew if I fully read it would really just not be good for me. But I skimmed through it. But like, my chest right now is so freaking tight. Is the downtrodden African still beneath your feet? In the most matter-of-fact way, and without the shadow of a smile, he answered, I suppose you mean to inquire if I still wear shoes made of the skin of a Negro. I certainly do, and I don't propose changing in that respect until I find a leather that is softer and will last longer and present a better appearance. I have no sentiment about this matter. Were I a Southerner, in the American sense of the word, I might be accused of being actuated by a race prejudice, but I am a foreigner of birth. Although now an American citizen by naturalization, I fought in the rebellion that blacks might be freed. I would use a white man's skin for the same purpose if it were sufficiently thick, and if anyone has a desire to wear epidermis upon his feet after I have drawn my last breath, he has my permission. Let me just break this down, okay? Because this is like some really fucking crazy fucking shit. So the author of this article is talking to this physician, and he asks him, like, is that a nigger? Are you wearing niggers on your shoes? Sir, I'm talking to you. And the doctor is like, of course, yes. And but I'm not racist. Oh, I'm not racist. I fought in the Civil War. So I'm not racist. And when I die, you can wear me. Wear me, bitch. Like, I just cannot, like, handle this. The rest of this article is insane. I don't even know if I want to read this, but I feel like I should, because I don't think people understand like the depths of racism, and I don't think people fucking understand just how much like slavery has impacted the black race. Like, I just do not think people fucking understand. There are so many things that we still do not know about because white people worked so hard to cover it up, and they still do. So I feel like it's really important to read this, but it just really like, it gets me tight. It makes me hot. Like, it really stresses me out. And it makes me want to scream. Like, it girl, like, oh my God. Okay. The doctor's shoes always exhibit a peculiar rich oh my God, my dyslexia. Oh my God. I literally cannot read that word. Illustrious. That's the word. Illustrious. That's the word. Illustrious. Illustrious in their blackness. Jesus. He assures me that they never hurt his feet. The new pair he was using when I last saw him emitted no creaking sound and appeared as comfortable as though they had been worn a month. Their predecessors, he told me, had been in constant use for 8 months. He obtains the skins from the bodies of Negroes, which have been dissected in one of our big medical colleges. I've spoken on this issue. I've talked about medical bias. I myself, as a former obese, still black woman, has experienced so much fucking discrimination and medical bias from doctors that there are so many times where I'm genuinely sick and I just refuse to go to the doctors because it is so triggering. I hate being there. I have literally been passed out on the floor, and I've heard nurses and doctors accuse me of faking it. I've heard them say that I'm just some useless attention seeker. Like, I do not trust the medical system. And this is fucking why. Because specifically in America, and fucking around the world, doctors have been used to do experiments on black people and just all sorts of weird shit. They think we don't have pain. They don't listen to us. They don't acknowledge us. I just do not have respect for a lot of people in the medical field. I am sorry. Like, I get so nervous around doctors. I've spent so much time in the hospital from dealing with my eating disorder, and I've seen and I've heard nurses say the most worst thing about their patients when they think we're not listening. Like, I do not trust a lot of nurses. I have one friend who's becoming, I joke and I say this is my friend, she's a doctor, but she's not a doctor. She's becoming a nurse, and I'm so thankful for people like her because she's an actual good, kind-hearted person who I know will, like, take care of her patients. So, like, we need more people with empathy in the medical field, people like her. But the majority of the nurses and doctors I've come across, I've absolutely hated. Sorry, that was a long tangent, but I just wanted to make that point. Anyways. Oh, this is so sick. The best leather is obtained from the thighs of black people. This is what the doctors say. The soles are formed by placing several layers of leather together. The skin is prepared by a tanner at Wumseldorf, 16 miles from Reading. The shoes are fashioned by a French shoemaker of the city who knows nothing of the true character of the leather, but who often wonders at its exquisite smoothness, and says that it excels the finest French calf skin. It makes me sick. Like, I actually feel like I'm gonna vomit. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, you know when your throat gets, like, hot? Let me breathe for a second. Like, ugh, this is just so, like, disgusting. Like, it makes me feel physically ill. Okay, we have about 2 paragraphs left. Okay. Do not for a moment think that this doctor presents an exceptional case of one who puts the human skin to practical use. Medical students frequently display a great variety of articles in which the skin or bones of some dissected mortal has been gruesomely utilized, and in bursts of generosity, they sometimes present these to their friends, who prize them highly. One of the dudest dudes and okay, this is the 1800s. So, were they saying dude? I literally have no idea. Some of the dudest dudes in town carries a match safe covered with a portion of a whip. Oh, God. This is, like, so sick. Okay. Now, this person is not black, and how I know this person isn't black is, number one, the author describes them as beautiful, and he does not use the word Negroes, so I'm assuming this is just some random white lady. There's a dudist dude in town, carries a match safe covered with a portion of the skin of a beautiful young woman who was found drowned in the Delaware River. It still retains its natural color. Another young man who I am acquainted with carries a cigar case made out of Negro skin, a ghastly skull and crossbone appearing on one side in relief. paragraph. One of the best known surgeons in this country who resides in this city has a beautiful instrument case, entirely covered with leather made from an African skin. A young society lady of the city wears a beautiful pair of dark slippers. The remarkable... This bitch is using illustriousness. No, this is illustriousness. That word is seriously making me question everything I know about the English language. Like, it's making my brain hurt. Illustriousness. God. Well known, very distinguished. Okay, how do you pronounce this? Let's see. Let's cut the bullshit.
Illustrious.
Okay, but then why is there an N there? See, this is why I don't trust the English language. And earlier when I read this word, I didn't see the N. So now I'm wondering if that was a different word I read. Anyways, child, I don't know. Illustriousness. Oh, wait, is there the N in there? No. Wait.
Illustrious.
Am I being gaslit by the internet? This bitch is wearing some dark slippers of whose leather excites the admiration of her friends when she sees them. The young doctor who presented them to her recently returned from an extended foreign tour, and he told her that he had purchased them from a Turk in Alexandria. And that he did not know what sort of leather they were made of, but he supposed it was the skin of some wild animal. As a matter of fact, the skin came from a Negro cadaver, which was once prone on a Jefferson College dissecting table, and the leather was prepared in Wilmsdorf. This part, like, this is the last sentence, but earlier when I read it, it really did something to me. The rosettes on the slippers were deftly fashioned from the Negro's kinky hair. It literally makes me want to vomit. Like, I'm not playing. It makes me want to vomit. It fucking makes me want to vomit. That is sick. That is disgusting. Ugh, Anyways, so there's recorded evidence and history of black skin being made into leather and being used for furniture. In 2016, Tyrone Freeman, who is a craftsman, he was working on a chair and discovered that the chair was stuffed with black hair. And the people who owned the couch requested that he leave the hair inside the couch. I don't know, man. That's just, I don't know. And Nazis also did this to a lot of Jewish victims, people who died in concentration camps would take their bodies and turn them into like lamps and other things. So a lot of freaks have done this historically, and that's why it really pissed a lot of people off. When we talk about the history regarding like slavery and just anything that's like super terrible, it's really hard for us to like believe it. It's really hard for us to take that in and like understand, because it just sounds so crazy. It just doesn't make sense that we would do that to our fellow people. It just sounds so outside of the normal. I'm black and I'm also vegan. So when I came across the PETA thing, it pissed me off, of course. It really pissed me off because, like I mentioned, I don't even fuck with PETA, and yet I'm being associated with these goddamn freaks, okay? And I don't know. I've been vegan for a year, and I've met vegans and vegetarians from all walks of life working at a vegan restaurant. I've met people who grew up in a country where being vegetarian or vegan is completely normal, and they are just they're used to it. Like, it's not even anything that's weird. It's just normal. I've met people who've been vegan since birth. I've met people who went vegan during the 90s, and like, they're all normal, like, everyday people. Like this militant, I'm gonna say it, white vegan that the media loves to like shove down your face, like, is such a small part. Wow, it's such a small part of the entire like vegan community and movement. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Okay, as a black vegan, I have definitely fucking seen racism from vegans, and it honestly, I was on a podcast. Shout out Tara Mooney, my queen. I was on a podcast, and I actually talked about how Black lives, I was on the track to going vegan in 2020, and I did go vegan in 2020. However, the Black Lives Matter protest, that was a huge setback for me in my journey towards veganism, because I saw some freakish behavior, okay? Freaks. I saw some freaks out in the streets doing some freaky freak things, okay? Hashtag pigs lives matter, which, first of all, like, Jesus Christ, talk about double entendre at the wrong moment, okay? But like, what are you doing? Like, you can raise awareness for your movement while not trampling on other movements. Like, that is something you can physically do. Like, just letting people know that out there. Like, not just vegans, just as a general advice. Like I've seen gay people do this to black people. I've seen black people do this, like, during Asian hate. Like, I've seen people do this. There is no need to step on someone else's movement just to uplift yours. In fact, like, you're bringing us all down, motherfucker. Okay? Jesus Christ. Yes, I have seen racist vegans, and it's disgusting, and we all hate them. However, honestly, people will just be mad at vegans just because. People don't like us because we are a constant reminder that you don't have to eat or wear or use dead creatures in order to survive. Like, that's just a thing of the past. That is something that we no longer need. The majority of us do not need to feed off of or use or wear animal products in order to survive. And just by me saying that, I already know I'm about to piss a lot of people off. I already know someone's about to... I know the moment I said that, some bitch is sprinting. They're running to their computer. They're quickly typing. Well, what about this person? What about and it's like, bitch. Motherfucker, calm the fuck down. Okay? Calm down. Of course, there are some people who can't go vegan. But the simple truth of the matter is, most of us can do it. And when we say that, it pisses people off. I'm sorry to tell you, but yes, there are disabled vegans. There are black vegans. There are poor vegans. There are homeless, disabled vegans. Like, this is just a thing. There are indigenous vegans. Like this exists. This is something that is a reality for many people. And instead of listening to us, y'all meat eaters will like to point at the freaks and be like, let's go to the circus. And instead of listening to marginalized vegans who fully understand what oppression is. That's the thing. Once I found like fellow marginalized vegans, once I found queer vegans, once I found like black vegans, once I found fellow poor vegans, because honestly, most of us are not rich, okay? Once I found vegans that I related to, I felt seen, I felt respected, I felt heard. Marginalized vegans especially, we understand what oppression is like at different levels. So we are great advocates for veganism. We're great. It just really pisses me off when people push our voices aside. People will say veganism is a white privileged thing, and then completely ignore the voices of indigenous vegans, of black vegans, of Asian vegans. Like, one thing that really pisses me off is when people say that veganism is a white thing, because like so much of like vegetarian and like vegan philosophy and like the act of abstaining from harm and cruelty comes from like Asian cultures. Like, it just really enrages me when people try to like push aside just how much Asian culture has contributed to like veganism, and people don't understand like the history of food. People don't understand that mock meats are not a new thing. People have been making fake meats for centuries, okay? Like, this is not news. And it's just infuriating because y'all continue to ignore our voices and instead like just join the populace and be like, look at the weirdo vegan. Ooh. And like, of course everyone is gonna cheer and laugh because, like I said, everyone already doesn't. Most people hear the word vegan and they go, ugh. I was once someone who would hear the word vegan and go, ugh, like, shut the fuck up, no one cares. Like I was once someone who would roll my eyes at the very sound of the word vegan. Like, you know, like I was like, ugh, who cares? Like, eat a burger, like, ugh, whatever. You know, like, do you know how many vegans never thought that we would go vegan? Do you know how many vegans have said that they would never go vegan? Like, I don't think people understand that most vegans started from ground zero, okay? Like, most vegans came into this world consuming animal products. So, like, I don't know why people like to act that, like, vegans have some weird trait where we just, like, love vegetables. Like, you just grow to appreciate different things in life as you mature and learn the facts of life. But, like, no, I used to chow down on some chicken wangs, okay? Fuck. Lamb used to be my favorite fucking shit, but now the idea of even touching that shit, it just irks my entire being and soul. Like I've already said numerous times, people just don't like us. We're proof that you do not have to follow the status quo and rely on dead creatures for survival. Like, we are proof of that. And especially something that I've really noticed, even with other people of color, even with other marginalized people, like, y'all really don't like us poor vegans. Y'all really don't like us vegans of color who veganize our cultural foods. Y'all really don't like us because now we're stepping outside of the stereotype that you have of veganism, and that really bothers you. That really bothers you because veganism is only supposed to be like a rich white people thing that we can just laugh at. So when I walk into the room and I'm like, no, I'm vegan and here's why, and it's a deeper, meaningful thing than just some hashtag or fad diet, that really pisses people off. People don't fucking like that. People don't like that. We show that there's different ways to be vegan. We show that there's not just one way to be vegan. For example, for me, before I was vegan, I thought veganism was some privileged white people hippy dippy shit, and I was like, no. But once I started to see other black vegans, once I learned the history behind how so many black activists abstained from eating animals, and they spoke on how oppression affects not just us but different people and different beings in different ways. Once I understood that, now I gotta make a change, you know? And not everyone wants to make that change, so it really bothers people. And I've noticed this again, not just from like I've had black people like try to push me aside and only focus on the crazy white vegan that they came across 5 years ago, and it's like, nigga, I'm fucking standing right in front of your fucking face. Like, it's so easy to point and laugh at that vegan teacher, this is my little tidbit, this is my quick little, okay, that vegan teacher is not vegan. She, in my honest to God opinion, she is a social experiment conducted by Tyson Farms Allegedly, this is just a theory, a game theory. Allegedly, I have no fucking proof of this, but she is a industry plant created by fucking Tyson Farms, and she was set out to infiltrate the TikTok, and she got up on that damn TikTok, and now people, you say the word vegan and they think that teacher, like, and she is great PR for Tyson, okay? She's great PR for some chicken farm, okay? Her family, they were looking at their sales and they were like, these goddamn vegans are taking all of our sales. We gotta do something. And she was like, Pa, I got you. It is full drag, okay? And what's really frustrating is because y'all hate us so much, you ignore us even when we're like 100% right. And the truth of the matter is, what PETA was trying to do was just bring attention to how unethical and unsustainable leather is. And I find it very interesting that people get really up in arms about leather. Like, they really get mad about leather. And it's like, it's not as sustainable nor as ethical as a lot of people think. Leather like the leather that you wear was made for you, and it was taken from a cow's body who was like thoroughly abused and what is that? And mistreated. I can feel it, but I can't find it. Curses. Anyways, leather is oftentimes made from a cow that was mistreated and abused its whole life. And a lot of people say, oh, it's just a byproduct. Like, it's gonna go to waste anyways. And in my eyes, it's like, why kill the cow in the first place when you can just have... Sorry, that was my stizzy. I do humbly apologize for that interruption. Why kill the cow when you can just have like a cactus leather jacket or like something else? Why kill the cow? What did the cow do to you, bitch? Leave the cow... You want to kill jalapeno? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. A lot of times, leather, and this shocked me when I found out, it's not just cow. Leather can just be mixed with whatever the fuck people want to use, like pig, and cat, and dog. And I'm not making this up. You can Google it. People will always be like, leather is more sustainable than plastic. And it's like, they're both really bad, actually. Also, at this point, there are so many companies using things other than plastic. You really got to come up with a better argument now at this point. Okay? Bitch, they're using pineapple leaves. They're using cork. They're using hemp. Like, at this point, you really gotta like turn the beat around. And people will say things like, but it's so expensive. And I'm like, so is real genuine leather. Huh? Like, what are you talking about? People, I don't know, man. Like, when you're vegan, you get told things that are just so incorrect and stupid. But like I said, because so many people don't like us, everyone just goes with the stupidity, even though it's just like a simple Google search away, that it's just not based in any sort of reality. And leather is not sustainable. The tanning process for leather is extremely unsustainable. It mostly impacts, unfortunately, one of the worst things about animal agriculture is that it is a huge market in capitalism. And capitalism, if there's one thing capitalism gonna do, it's gonna exploit a motherfucker. Okay, sorry if y'all hear background noise. That's my air fryer going. My camera died. I had some technical difficulties. And now I'm hungry. And it is cold. So my heater's also going. So let's hope you can't hear it. Let's hope the audio is bopping and popping and lip and locking, okay? So last thing I was saying was leather is not sustainable, and leather exploits the often exploited. Working in these tanneries, being exposed to cancer, the tanneries waste then goes into the local waters, and it's not as eco-friendly as people like to paint it. Leather is not biodegradable because during the dyeing and tanning process, we use chemicals to ensure that it won't rot. So we're not allowing the biodegradable action to happen. So it's not biodegradable. There are vegetable dyes that do exist. However, vegetable dyes are not making the money, honey. It takes way too long and it costs way too much more to choose something that is kinder and better. So instead, we opt for bad on top of bad. And of course, the kindest option overall is to just not wear leather or to buy secondhand leather. That's the kindest option you have available, like point blank, period. And like I already said, even if leather was sustainable, we do not need it. There was a time where, oh wait, I might have made a mistake. I didn't. There was a time where we relied on fur and like hides to survive. There was a time. However, we've advanced past that. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Isn't that the whole point? Isn't that what it means to be human? To innovate? To quote one of my favorite philosophers, humans don't just survive. They thrive. They create. That's what we do. So isn't it amazing that we have like kinder, better options now? Like, we should be celebrating that. But instead, people want to conserve the old for some reason. The future is here, baby. And the future is looking mighty vegan. So why don't you just hop on the bandwagon, baby? We got plenty of room and we have great snacks. Also, what's really annoying is when sometimes people will bring up like sustainability and like eco issues when it comes to veganism, and it's like, honey, being vegan is not about being an environmentalist. A lot of vegans happen to also be environmentalists, and being vegan just so happens to be like really great for the environment, but that's just an added bonus. Being vegan is just simply about respecting beings enough to not eat them or wear them or use them for makeup products or cleaning products or whatever you have you. So I think that's always interesting when people are like, well, it's just plastic. And it's like, I am against plastic, but also like plastic is considered vegan. Like, what? Like, I just think it's funny that you're trying to get me. Like, people always are trying to like gotcha vegans, you know? And it's like, you're gonna fail. Like, you're gonna lose. Like, we have spent way more time and energy than you have into researching. Like, why do you think people become vegan? It's because they put in the time, effort, and energy in learning about animal agriculture and in learning about how wasteful it is and learning about how sick and disgusting it is. Like, most vegans are quite well researched on the matter. So I don't know why you're trying to like gotcha. But like I already said, oftentimes it works because most people aren't vegan, and people love throwing the tomatoes at vegans. They just love it. They love it. And hey, before I was vegan, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, I used to laugh at like the little weird drawings of like beaten up lettuce and carrots being like, save us from the vegans. Like, that was that was the height of comedy for me 10 years ago at one point. Like, you know, like, people grow, people change. All in all I'm trying to say is we can all be mad about different things at once. Like, I can be really pissed at PETA's approach for advocating for animals and for veganism, and I can be really enraged by the racist history that exists within this world. But I can also be really pissed and mad about the mistreatment of animals that exist in this world. That can also disgust and anger me. Like, that's possible. There are marginalized vegans. We do exist. We're here to stay. Like, I don't really know what to tell you. Also, y'all should definitely be following us and checking us out because we're truly running the damn game, okay? I'm going to definitely link down below some of my favorite vegans to follow. I'll put their link trees and whatnot. But yeah, I just wish that people would stop giving cringy white people the fucking microphone and give it to other people who don't look like that, who don't act like that, and actually just, like, once, I don't know. There are many different ways to advocate for veganism. And definitely some ways work for some people and other ways don't work for most people. In my humble opinion, the most, like, the best argument for veganism are, like, the simple facts. In my humble opinion. The simple facts of the matter. PETA definitely wouldn't have gotten as much attention if they just made a tweet that said, like, leather is a very exploitative product and it exploits our planet, people, and cows, and it's a disgusting thing and we should stop participating in wearing animal skin and fur when we don't have to. If they had said that, they probably wouldn't have gotten a lot of coverage, right? So they gotta outrage you, they gotta piss you off, they gotta get trending, and they did it. They fucking did it. At what cost though, PETA? At what cost, bitch? At what cost though? At what cost? Like, when I saw that PETA was trending, no vegan ever sees PETA trending and is like, yes, we've done it. Go us. No. Like, no. No. That does not exist. Like, we're usually just like, ugh. Like, we do not like it, okay? We don't like it. And instead of listening to the That Vegan Teacher and the PETAs and the Freely the Banana Girls of the world, just, like, follow the regular normal vegans that are out there. Like, we exist. We don't trend as much, unfortunately, because we're not freaks. We're just normal, cool people who learned how to get out of the system. That's it. Like, we're just normal people. You might learn a thing or two if you turn off, if you shut down the freaks and listen to us, the cool kids of the vegan gang. Okay, that was really cringy. I'm sorry. Too long, don't read. A lot of time people focus on a few really bad vegan apples instead of looking at the rest of the damn tree. And it's really easy to look at the few bad apples because you already don't like the vegan tree. So it's easier to look at something you don't like and laugh at it than it is to find something you resonate, think about your actions, and make a life change. Like, that's not easy to do. And if you don't want to do that, fine, you don't want to do it. I was once someone who was like, I think vegans are right, but I just don't want to go vegan. It's just too much work. Like, I said that. You can probably find footage of me saying that on this damn channel. My french fries are done. My french fries are done, honey. Material girl. Anyways, I've already made videos on how people of color have contributed to the vegan movement and vegan agenda. But I definitely plan on making more because, like I said, a lot of people are really ignorant about the moral philosophy of veganism. A lot of people think that like veganism is just some Instagram hashtag YouTube 30-day challenge. They don't understand that like veganism is a huge like moral code of conduct. Honestly, people don't understand that like being vegan is about being someone who's against oppression in all forms. Like that's truly what it's about, and people don't understand that. They think it's just like hashtag meatless Mondays, and it's like no girl, there's so much more to that. There's so much more culture and history behind veganism, and I can't wait to make videos on this topic because I have found things that have really amazed me, so I can't wait. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This video was all over the place. I was very angry, and I'm not gonna apologize. No, I'm not gonna apologize, okay? I'm not gonna do it. All day I have to smile and be funny and be polite. I'm not gonna apologize for being angry, okay? Because like, you never want to piss people off. You know, you never want to be that crazy vegan. So I always try to be polite, and I always try to be amicable. And especially for me as a dark-skinned Negro woman, I'm very aware of the fact that like I don't always want to be mad. But when I come on my damn channel, or I'm the captain, okay, I don't mind getting a little loud and cray. I don't mind being angry, and I don't mind being an angry black woman on this channel. I don't mind, okay? Because sometimes, damn it, I am an angry black woman. Sometimes I just get so mad. And I feel like I can't, like, I don't know. I had a lot of anger issues as a kid, and then, like, growing up in a white neighborhood, I feel like when I get angry, I am not good at, like, dealing with anger. Like, I tend to just, like, let it all out in short bursts and then just walk away. Like, so that's what I did here for this video. But I feel like doing that for videos is a lot healthier than what I used to do. So I feel like that's growth, honey, you know? My fries are getting cold and I'm getting old, so I'm getting the fuck out of here. If you guys really enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments down below. Please subscribe to my channel. At this point that I'm talking, I am really close to 6K subscribers. My goal for this year was 10K, and seeing that this year is over in like 30 days, we did what we did, okay? We did what we did. And what we did is what we did, you know? That's all I can really say about it. Hey, it could, you know what, fuck it, it could still happen. Fuck it, you never know, it could still happen. So there's still 30 days for me to make it to 10K, so subscribe to this channel, bitch. Yeah, but as always, y'all, a huge thank you to my patrons, my YouTube members, and my subscribers for your endless support. Yeah, and as always, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, y'all. Bye.